Taylor Watch.
Welcome back to another episode of Taylor Watch. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. I'm just laughing because we were just having such a serious conversation.
I know. Listen, the bright lights are on now. So
yeah, and now we're like
it is laugh out loud. But no, we're here. We need to get some sillies out.
Yes.
We've got, of course, our Thursday episodes are our favorite because we have voicemails from all of our besties. We have some some questions and thoughts people have written in. We have a couple of topics to bring up that are Taylor adjacent. Taylor herself. In the camp of Taylor, all of the above. Nothing's really happened since we last recorded. Yep. Just a little bit more of the fallout from the AMAs, which I'm sure we'll discuss a little bit later. And then we do have our Hunger Games Taylor Swift song matchups today. We did our homework. Finally, which I'm excited. I only did like one or two for a couple. I mostly did one for everyone.
Yes,
same. I think they ended up being pretty good. I was feeling surly when I was making it, and then by the end of it, I felt better because I was like, "Oh, you know what? This is fun."
It's fun, and it's hard because like as the movies go on, there's so many new characters, so many new additions.
Right. So this is a carefully. Oh, you know who I didn't do? I didn't do the last one that we had said. The one we were like, yeah, let's add her at the last second.
Oh, Lucy Gray.
Yeah, Lucy Gray.
Yeah.
I'll think of her throughout before we get to it. But so we chose the main characters so far, but there's a million characters, so we can always do whatever we want. And we haven't chosen any characters from Sunrise on the Reaping because that would be a spoiler for those who haven't read the books yet. Not fair because the movie's not out yet, et cetera, et cetera. So, but yeah, I would say first topic that is Swiftie related. Number one basketball Swiftie, Caitlin Clark, showed up to her game with her, or showed up, to her game. Or getting on a plane, something. Wearing her Taylor Swift concert tee.
Getting on a plane, she said best t-shirt of all time.
Best t-shirt ever. Best t-shirt ever. Her Eras Tour tee. And I love Caitlin Clark. We obviously love her. Clark. We got to see her in one of her very first games ever in the WNBA versus the New York Liberty.
Yeah, it was awesome.
For those who remember when we went and talked about that, the sports girls for the day.
Yeah,
and that's when we met Ellie the elephant as well, who's the
mascot.
Icon,
the literal icon. Like if you guys don't know who Ellie the elephant is, like just go to TikTok and watch. Like I think she just did like a Nicki Minaj
she did.
Tribute. I think when we were there, she did she
had a long braid.
Yeah, it was Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Missy Elliott tribute. Yeah, the Telfar. So funny.
Yeah. So the Ellie is an elephant, and she is the New York Liberty's mascot. But she's like a diva.
She's a diva,
and she's always like dressed to the nines, and serving face, serving everything. Mm-hmm. So we love her for that. But anyway, we love Caitlin Clark. She is fantastic. She's hurt right now. She's out for a couple weeks, which is horrible, obviously.
Hopefully, the power of wearing the Eras Tour t-shirt will make her feel better.
But yes, let's reminisce on the time that they spent watching the Chiefs game together. How funny was, like, I remember how excited she was.
She just looked so enamored by Taylor the entire time. Like, I can't imagine what that felt like for her to be able to like sit there and like just listen to her talk and be like, oh my God, like we're together. Crazy. So crazy.
It's really nuts. Like we always joke around about how, one day if we ever get to meet Taylor, blah, blah, blah. The way that she acted was like the best case scenario for how I'd like to act.
Yeah.
It's just like mostly in awe and just kind of like quiet but having a good time. Like, and not just like word vomiting everything that's ever happened in my life all over her. I worry about that. I worry that she'll ask,
I would.
So what's your relationships in life like? And I would like, how
girl,
much time you got, girl? Like that's, I worry about that. One day when we meet her.
I tend to word vomit when I meet celebrities.
Yes. I don't really meet them. So I'm trying to think.
Or I guess like not even celebrities, just like, I guess like just random people that I know who they are. I'm like, oh my God, hey, like this is so funny, but I mean not funny, but like crazy. But when I met Zach Bryan for the first time at like the country thing, I told him like I was like, yeah, I'm from Philly, like blah blah blah. Just not from Philly at all. Like
it's like liar.
Brianna's like, what the fuck? Yeah, like, I just didn't know like why I did that or said that, and I always think about that though, like thinking about if I ever got to meet Taylor, I just feel like I would just. embarrass myself fully.
Same. I think about it a lot too, really a lot. So, we'll have our heads on our shoulders one day when that happens, hopefully.
You'll just have to take the lead.
Yeah. But again, like, I don't know if I can trust myself. It might be like it would be like,
love you, girl.
Let me think about this. Let me think about how I want to say this. Like, I'd
literally
start 10 sentences, like, before finishing one. Like, that's 100% moment.
But remember when the producers of New Heights, they were like talking about when they met her?
Oh, yes.
And they were like, we were so nervous, blah, blah, blah. But she knew our name. She like took the time to talk, whatever. So that like made me feel better.
She gives you she takes the stage and gives you the confidence, literally and figuratively, and gives you the confidence to have the conversation, which is great. My favorite, that just reminded me, my favorite, like word vomit in front of a celebrity, I just remembered, and it was an accident, but it was the day that Queen Elizabeth died. Remember we were doing On the Other Line, and that happened.
Oh, yeah.
And so as soon as we were done recording, I ran down to the old Chicks in the Office studio to tell Fran, because I knew she was recording too. I didn't think she had seen the news yet. And I like busted open, like the door was open, and I assumed they were done recording. They had a guest already. They were interviewing Justin Long. And I busted in and said, Fran, the Queen is dead. And Justin Long was sitting right there. He goes, oh. I said, I'm so sorry, Justin Long. Yeah. I forgot that I thought that you'd be gone, but now the door's open, and like Kelly Martin was there at the time.
He's like, why the hell is the town crier coming into the office?
He was like, wow, that's crazy. I was like, sorry. Like, sorry. He's like, wow, no, I'll never forget that you're the one that broke that news to me. I was like, thank you. So shout out to Justin Long, who will always remember that I let him know that Queen Elizabeth died.
I mean, that's a huge moment in somebody's life.
And I love him, by the way. So I was so like, it was word vomit, and then I was starstruck, and then I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. Like, I have to look away. Like,
don't look at me.
Where's your wife? Like, Kate Bosworth, I love her too.
I never knew that they were together until he was on Chicks in the Office, and I was like, oh my God, he's dating / now married too. Yeah, Kate Bosworth.
They've been together for a long
time, like 10 plus years.
Oh yeah. They have a movie together that I started watching, and then I fell asleep, not because it was bad, but because it was like one of those movies that you had to kind of pay attention to. And I think I wasn't feeling good or something, but it was kind of a spooky movie. Ooh. And they were good in it together. Ooh. I want to go back and watch, but I forget the name of it, but it's worth watching.
Interesting.
So I want to go see it. But anyway, that's that. But yeah, shout out to Caitlin. Oh, and one quick thing about that, for those who do follow the WNBA, as now, we try to, for Caitlin, we try to support the girls, got to support the ladies. Right. And, but there was a big snafu happening last time the Indiana Fever played the Chicago Sky, which is, of course, Angel Reese's team. And you know how we feel about Angel Reese. She's just, all she wants to do is cause a problem. But that aside, there were rumors after that game that people in the crowd were shouting slurs at Angel and like all this other stuff, and the WNBA followed up on it, asked the people in the place, and they determined that actually didn't happen.
Right. They conducted an investigation.
Yes.
And it blew up
into
this. It was
unsubstantiated. They said, yeah.
I mean, it blew up into this whole bigger conversation, but at the end of the day, it's just crazy.
As it always does.
Right.
Like, it always does. And they always want to, like, the I don't know if it's the media or the crowds or whoever it is, just people are for some reason wanting to, like, turn everything that has to do with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese into a race thing. Yeah. And so it's like scary, sad, frustrating to hear that people, could have potentially been doing that.
Right, for sure. And I feel like the WNBA has always prided itself in being like a safe space, I guess you could say. Like
it's a positive environment.
A positive environment that welcomes all. Extremely. So to hear that this was happening, I was just like, I mean, obviously,
it was shocking to hear.
Yeah, for sure. And at a WNBA game, is what I'm saying. Right. Like, and obviously, like, people, if this was like out and about, I would not be surprised if something happened to Angel, because I feel like people like are racist towards her for sure.
For sure, definitely.
But the fact that it happened, the fact that there was just like a tweet, someone just threw out a tweet that was like, oh, there's slurs being thrown around, whatever, and the WNBA, like, I think they were so focused on being like this safe space that they were like, we have to make sure that this wasn't true, whatever, even if it was like this little.
I think what happened is that tweet, that person who like literally fabricated this, it went so viral that they like had to look into it. And then people on the team and fans of the Sky and fans of the Fever were like we need to prove either that this is right or this is wrong, because you don't want that stigma. You don't want,
For sure.
I understand that at sporting events, people are gross. And I'll say this. Male sporting events, people are gross.
Oh, disgusting.
But Gia, when you and I went to that WNBA game, and I know that we've only been to one, and it's like, not all are the same, but it was the New York Liberty and the Fever, and it was it was like second only to the Eras Tour in terms of like lovely experience.
No, seriously.
Kids, young girls everywhere.
Young girls, young
parents,
women, gays, theys, everybody.
It really was like a melting pot of people.
It was really nice.
Just so positive, and everyone was cheering. Everyone's having fun. There was like
dancing,
playful trash talking. Like everyone's a good sport. Like,
it
really was not this like catty, or not even catty is the wrong word to use, but it wasn't this like vicious, like our team versus your team kind of vibe, like you would see at probably a regular NBA game, or
like,
even for an NFL game.
There's only 12 or like 10 or 12 WNBA teams.
Yeah,
so like
it's a really small league.
They play each other all the time. So it's like if you're allowing, or if all this negative stuff is happening, like it's good. Like these teams play each other 5 times in one season. So like
it creates a rift that doesn't need to be created.
Yeah.
And so regardless of all that, the WNBA did launch an investigation, and they determined that it was unsubstantiated and that it didn't happen, or from what they could conclude.
Yeah.
And the Fever also put out a statement saying like, we're happy to see this.
Yeah.
And we we pride our fans as being stand-up people, and we're going to continue on in the league and be great.
Yeah.
And I would hope that also the Chicago Sky feels relief in knowing that was something misinterpreted, that there wasn't actually targeted hate at them and everything. And, we can just hope for the best. But yeah, again, in our experience, it was the most lovely day.
It was super. It was
really was.
It was really fun.
It was crazy to hear that. Like when those rumors were coming out, I was like, has it gotten that bad? Like I genuinely thought that. I was like, this, how I worry about the state of the world in that way. I'm like, the incels online they're in real life now.
They're infiltrating the WNBA games.
Which
like that would
be
be crazy. Yeah, it would be crazy. I just feel like they've done such a good job of like harboring that safe space for people, for like women in general. So I just feel
women,
like
I'm really kind of talking about women.
No,
like,
for sure.
Girl, I just felt great there. Like it was just a really nice,
it's cool, and it's cool to see like young kids in like women's jerseys, especially like young boys and stuff too. Like I love seeing a young boy, and pause.
Young you know what I know.
I love seeing a young boy.
I
love seeing like young kids in WNBA.
Kids being inspired by WNBA athletes.
Yes, 1,000%. Whether it's Caitlin Clark or whoever, Cameron Brink, whatever, Paige Becker, so many different, Angel Reese, whoever it is.
Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, whoever it is. Like there's so many awesome women.
Lexi
Hull. Yeah, I think Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham are like the two blondies.
Yes, they look a lot alike.
Yeah, two baddies.
Like almost identical, but they're all both on the Fever with Caitlin now, right? Sophie.
Yes, they both are. Yeah, I think one of them got traded to the Fever this season.
Sophie did.
Okay, yeah.
From the Suns, but anyway, or the Phoenix, whatever they're called. They're not called the Suns, I don't think. Regardless, happy to hear that all is well, or seems to be, and moving forward, hopefully these issues don't come up, again, because I would hate for that kind of sportsmanship that we don't approve of, and that negativity seep its way into the WNBA. Because obviously, it's too late for the NFL and it's too late for the NBA.
Right.
But let's hope that we can keep the WNBA nice at the very least.
It's like
sportsmanly,
And then that's what's crazy is like, the WNBA has had such a like a frame around it for such a long time, and now that it's growing bigger, now it has to open itself up to like more, I guess male fans
for sure. And like these things, that's why when I
that's
saw
kind of like the price you have to pay is like
completely
the more we grow the game, the more attention from like toxic males are gonna.
Well, they're gonna do what they know best, which is already what happens at the NBA games and NFL games and whatever. So they're just going to keep that same energy and bring it over. And then they're going to be like, well, if you want to be treated like the boys, then you got to take it. And I hate that.
I hate that.
I hate it.
Yeah.
But it's a way of the world. But as far as women go, at least the girlies stay good. You know what I mean? Like that's all we can do is as women is
stick together.
Stick together, stay good. But yes, so all that's great. And Caitlin is, she's just repping our girl.
Yeah.
Always and forever. And we love her.
I would love to see Travis and Taylor, obviously probably wouldn't happen, but courtside for a Fever
For
game.
a Fever game, I would
be
love
really
that
sick.
too. It'd be
Imagine
so
having to
cool.
play basketball in front of Taylor
Oh
Swift.
my god, no! With her like on the wood.
Yeah.
That's even like the other team. Like,
Oh,
I
would
feel,
airball every shot.
Totally. I feel for, especially, no, imagine playing for the team that's opposite the team that Taylor is rooting for. Like,
oh my
that
God.
sucks. Like,
you're
that,
like, Taylor hates me.
yeah, you're like, oh my god, especially today. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
I would play bad just so she didn't
Totally.
get mad
I'd be
at
like,
me.
you guys got this one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
let her get a win.
Yeah.
But it is true. Like, you know, you think about all these celebrities that go to these high stakes games, and I feel for these, like, especially right now, like the Knicks and the Pacers are playing right now, and it's like Ben Stiller, Timothy Chalamet, and like all these people rooting for the Knicks, following them around, and
Right.
they're shown at the games every time, and it's just so much pressure knowing that like yes, they're real fans.
Yeah,
and
like
they're
Paul Atreides is literally watching me
exactly
play fucking
like,
basketball.
how do you play basketball and like sink a three and not turn around and say Lasan Agaid? Like, I'd be like, yeah, like I would.
Timothy Chalamet just saw me shoot a three.
No,
like,
totally. Like,
it's
he's
crazy.
cheering for me right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's like, obviously these players are celebrities in their own right,
Right.
but it's a totally different kind of celebrity
For
where
sure.
like the pressure is on your performance physically and working
And like
as a
he's
team
traveling
and
to every game.
every
like,
fucking
yeah.
game. Like, he's always there. You can
Yeah.
maybe he's just like, you know, he's part of the crew now. Maybe once you see them enough times, it's like,
Right. He's
it's
like, oh,
good luck charm.
he might as well sit on the bench with them, honestly, at
Exactly.
this point.
Exactly. And like, yeah, it's like have him, you know, you have him there and you win when he's there. It's like, oh, now I feel comfortable with him here and I need him here. So maybe that's how it goes. But
Right.
But yeah, everybody's working hard. Speaking of people who are working really hard, really taking no days off right now, Miley Cyrus.
Truly.
Miley Cyrus is doing such a good job right now, I think, promoting the upcoming releases for her new album, Something Beautiful.
Yep.
And
On the 30th.
On the 30th, she did. Oh my god! That's like Friday, no?
Yeah. Comes out tomorrow night.
Oh my
Or
God.
Tonight, should I say?
Tonight at midnight.
Yeah.
Wow. So she is doing a really, really good job promoting that, and she did a live listening party at the Chateau Marmont in LA, and she sang all of her songs. But what was most exciting about it is that a couple got engaged in the middle of it. Apparently she knew about, like, the guy, I guess, went up to her. She, like, in her video was like, didn't I set you up nice or something like that? So she might have known that it was about to happen. But in response to the proposal, she sang The Climb for the rest of
Like, such a great, I mean, honestly, all of those, like, all of her movie songs, obviously, like, When I Look at You and stuff, like,
Of course.
so fucking good. The Climb is just one of the best songs ever. Also, it's so funny when they got engaged, like, he got down on one knee and she went, no!
yeah. She always...
I love how honest and funny and real she is. And that's been like the number one thing I've always loved about her. Did you see her Instagram story yesterday or the day before? So Demi Lovato just got married.
Oh yeah, that's right. Congrats
to Demi.
We never brought that up.
Yeah.
Huge congrats. She looks stunning. Oh wait. I did see this. The side by side.
Yes.
I did.
So Demi wore a dress a little similar shape to Miley's, but like different material, whatever.
It was like
off the shoulder with like a corset
sweetheart neckline corset top. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. She looks beautiful.
She looks gorgeous. Like her face,
stunning.
mug, like
For real.
Someone
Face
said,
guard.
you remember when she said like my favorite? What someone asked her what her favorite dish is, and she said a mug.
yeah.
And they're like, and she was right. Like she does have a mug every time. But Miley posted on her story a side by side of Miley in her wedding dress and Demi in her wedding dress, and wrote, like, twinning, you look so beautiful. Hopefully your marriage goes better than mine.
yeah, which is so funny.
So funny.
And
She
I think,
always is so.
They're obviously friends. You know, everybody's friends now. All those things in the past.
I know. And Selena posted Miley on her story too. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, the Disney Channel girlies are healing. Like,
they're finally, because
this is
they're
kinda
all
beautiful.
adults now.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, that shit was so dumb. And this industry's fucked
like, why
up.
are we fighting over Nick fucking Jonas?
Right. And like, by the way, none of this was our fault. Like, we were pitched against each other by not only by, you know, the people online, but also by probably their agents and whatever, like, you know.
Girls So Confusing featuring Miley, Demi, and Selena would go so fucking hard.
Go so hard.
That's
so hard.
But I really appreciate how Miley like always talks about her marriage and like always is very honest about everything, and I always appreciated that with her. She did that when we were at the listening party. She like, you know, brought up all that, her divorce and everything, and yeah, I just feel like she has just become such an icon that now whatever she does, like, is just the coolest. Like, everything she does
totally
is so
agree.
fucking cool.
I totally agree. And you're right. It's like she's just so the realness about her. And she's like. She's humble, but also knows who she is.
Yeah, and she knows that she knows
is an icon.
Famous.
Yeah, she knows she's famous. She knows she's an icon. She knows she's comes from a Dolly Parton adjacent is always also is a helpful piece in being an icon. I just think like she is kind of what I would imagine if Taylor were as like front facing as Miley, like if she were as like loosey goosey as Miley, I feel like she's probably similar in that way, where it's like, yeah, I'm famous, but like let's have fun,
right?
You know?
For
and
sure.
I feel like that's how Miley is, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
love Miley, major
her.
Miley
I'm so excited for everyone.
Smilers,
major,
big time Smilers over here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for everyone to hear the album. It's gonna be so.
That's
good.
right. Oh
and,
my God, I
and
can't
reviews
wait.
are already
So
slowly starting to come out.
Oh.
And it's been getting like high reviews. I'm seeing like 80s, 90s.
Let's go.
People have been reviewing it.
Who's like somebody who said that? Like any public. Like,
I think what
like Pitchfork. Do they have?
It wasn't Pitchfork yet. I think it was
I don't think they put
Wall
out till
Street.
after the fact.
Was it Wall Street or Washington Post or Wall Street Journal, something
nice.
like that?
Cool.
Some Stereo Gum said that
cool.
Miley Cyrus made the best album of her career with Something Beautiful,
Wow.
which is super exciting. Yeah, people are all like, everyone's been kind of saying like this is really experimental and cool and like one of her best albums.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Obsessed with that.
I'm trying to see. There was like a whole list. I thought I liked it, but maybe I didn't. There was like a whole list of different outlets that were sending out early reviews, but from what I've seen, everything's been super positive.
Amazing.
Which is great to hear because
that's
she
fantastic.
deserves it. Yeah,
absolutely. Good. So we'll look forward to that on Friday. Wow, that's huge. Honestly, needed that. I needed a little something. I need something. I need like pick me ups. I need these things.
It's a good pick me up album.
It's a good pick me up.
I feel like
not even pick me up. Like I need something that's like emotional and good and just like that, something I can really get lost in. And I feel like this is a good album.
I think you'll really like. Yeah. I think you'll really like this. I think everyone's gonna really like this album.
Amazing.
And I really hope that it does well. Like I hope that it goes past just like the general Smilers / like Miley fans. Like I hope it blows the fuck up.
That it's like totally appreciated by everyone. Yeah, like I want to text from my dad being like, new Miley album is great. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
He's got good music taste. But you know, my dad was the one who told me to listen to Taylor Swift.
Really?
Yeah, like when she when like Tim McGraw came out, I think he
was
like,
that's cute.
"Oh, have you ever?" To me and my friend, one of my friends from home, he like came up. She was like over. I'm like kind of hazy on the details. She remembers better than me. She's like the one who reminded me of this because I couldn't really remember like. When did I hear about her?
Right, I mean...
She was like, oh, no, your dad, like, came out to us and was like, you guys hear this new girl's song?
Wait, that's
and it was, like,
so
Tim
cute.
McGraw. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I love that.
And so, yeah, been a fan ever since. But, yeah, he's... I have to give him credit. He told me to listen.
I mean...
I'm sure I would have found her eventually, but he was right on the pulse.
Wow. Mr. Keegan has his nose on the pulse for sure.
Tim McGraw was on... Like, you know, we had like, the earliest iteration of, like, Sirius XM radio. Like, we've always... My parents are, you know, they're up on it or whatever. My dad is frugal, I would say. But when it comes to music stuff or like music in the car or whatever, like no expense, you know what I mean? Like we're like a music family.
Right.
So we always had Sirius XM. Like that was like a crazy thing to have in your car. Like in, I don't know, 2007.
Yeah,
like whatever year, the first year you could ever have it in your car. So we always had it on, and it was just like this big deal. And I think she was like featured on the, you know, on the hits channel. It was like channel 1 is like the hits channel.
Yeah.
I think she got like featured because it was a new song and she's talking or whatever, and that's what he had relayed to us. So yeah, shout out to my dad.
Wow, shout out.
Thanks for not cheaping out on the music.
Yeah, seriously. That's so cool. That's really cool that like your dad always was really like music focused. I feel like my dad always really liked music too.
He can play. He was in a band growing up, the Local Boys with a Z.
Oh hell yeah!
With my there's a couple. He's got a couple songs on YouTube. He like puts stuff out. He like learned how to. I got him in a MacBook for his birthday, and he learned how to use like, you know, video editing and stuff. And he does. he does other things with like video editing for he's like a car guy as well.
Yeah.
So he does like car stuff.
Wait, that's
But
cute.
so he's like musical and he can play instruments and he plays bass. He played bass in his band. It's like with his brother and his two best friends. And
Hell yeah.
occasionally they get back together just to jam in the
Oh yeah, we're
basement.
getting the Lost Boys back together.
Completely. It's like hilarious.
I'm
but
obsessed
yes,
with that.
So we've always been like a music heavy family, which is why I know when we do like the dozen and stuff, why
Right.
I'm good with music, because it's like growing up, it was like, who sings this song? What's the name of this song? Like, remember it for trivia. I
Yeah,
swear.
my
Like,
dad would do that too.
This like fake future game of trivia that I one day be playing.
Did you
It's almost like he
ever-
knew.
Did you ever listen to Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR?
No.
It was this like trivia show on NPR, and we always used to listen to it like on the way to Martha's Vineyard when I was a kid.
It's so fun.
And I think that's like why I have such a random knowledge of everything, because like
Totally.
we would play like Wait, Don't Tell Me when it like wasn't on.
Yeah.
So like my dad would just like ask us questions in the
for
car.
sure, which makes sense for Fran too. She's
Yeah,
so
for
good.
sure.
I think all of the people that especially play the dozen, you know, we're talking about the dozen because that's the trivia game
Right.
that we play. But I feel like everyone who kind of grew up in that is really good at it.
Right.
Like, everybody in the dozen that's good has
And you
a
like know
story
about like
that.
pop culture and everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, and that's just us. That's just that on that.
That's just that on us.
That's just us being smart. And then shout out to my dad, for bringing Taylor Swift into my life, allegedly.
I wish I remembered like who told me about Taylor.
Yeah. Again, I didn't. My friend like reminded me of it. She was like, remember your dad told us that? I was like, wow, I'm glad you remember that.
All I remember is like one of my good girlfriends, Ashley, in like middle school, she was so obsessed with Taylor, and I just was like, I don't know if I like her, and I think that may be who like
She
brought
might
me
have-
onto
she
the
might have
scene was my
converted
friend
you?
Ashley. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be that totally. I never had feelings of like because she just was so exactly like she was so close in age, going through the same stuff
I was such a
going
pick
through.
me
Like, it was
when
so,
I was young. Like,
I
I was such a like I don't like her because she's like girly.
because she's girly and popular.
Yeah, literally.
Of course. I was like that about a lot of things. Like, you know what I was like that about? Harry Potter.
Oh,
I
oh yeah.
refused. I think we've talked about this before. I refused to read Harry Potter because everybody was reading it. I thought it was stupid. I said, "Who cares about that stupid fucking book with wizards? Like,
Yeah,
who cares?"
yeah.
And now it's like it's the words on every page of every Harry Potter book like course through my veins at all times. Like I am, I could not. It's the one thing I'm more obsessed with Harry Potter than I am with Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that
for sure.
is- and I love Taylor. So if that gives you
Right.
guys any indication of the obsession and like, memorization and whatever, it's bizarre.
Right.
But
you should do like a full, like when that Harry Potter show comes out. You should
I'm
like,
gonna. Yeah. I'm so excited for that. I was also texting Jeff Lowe yesterday about other stuff, and I was like, Reason to Live is that this is coming
No,
out
literally,
in 2026. Like, gotta hang in there until then. Like, no matter what.
That's you're
have
right.
to see this through.
Have to see
Very excited for it.
Harry
so.
Potter the TV show.
Yes, completely. Also in the Tay universe, Sabrina Carpenter being eyeballed to be in Mamma Mia 3.
I would be so obsessed. I would go to the midnight premiere first in line. I got my
Same.
ticket 2 weeks before.
Same.
I'm wearing Greek clothes. I'm going to Greece.
We're going to Greece again. Like, we're going to Greece. I'm going to the location. I'm figuring it all out.
Yeah.
But I think that this could potentially, if this is real and ends up being true, Sabrina is cast and there's a Mamma Mia 3. Could be potentially some of the best casting we've ever seen.
1,000% to
Obviously,
go from
she'd play like Amanda Seyfried's
daughter.
Yeah, and it would, and then Amanda Seyfried would then step into the role of Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Would just be unbelievable.
Ugh.
The songs.
This-
Sabrina singing ABBA, like I have chills just
right?
thinking about it.
And
like,
I
it's
also
crazy.
feel like
are we out of ABBA songs though?
I was thinking that. So wait, for Mamma Mia 2, was that
Yeah.
ABBA songs
Yes,
as well?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I do wonder, but like I think about like
But it didn't do as good as one,
I
obviously.
couldn't make it any harder to love me.
Yeah, her
I forget the name of
hopelessly
the song.
devoted to you. Well, no,
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. That song is I Couldn't Make It Any Harder to Love
Couldn't
Me.
make it any harder
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
it's
yeah. But
called. Yeah. That
it's-
song could be a Mamma Mia 3. 1,000%. Yeah.
could be. 100% could be. And right, like if they bring Sabrina into it, yes, and they keep up with the ABBA thing, keep it up for sure. But you can always slip one Sabrina in
No,
there.
for
Like,
sure.
She's an artist,
Yeah.
and she fits that vibe.
She fits the vibe perfectly. I feel like she has that like like, how would you describe ABBA? Like 80s?
It's
like
I would say
pop?
yeah, like 80s, yes, like synth pop.
Yeah.
And I
Like
think
she totally is that, I feel like. And I feel like her whole like aesthetic almost has fit that vibe too.
without question. I mean, right off the bat from the Espresso music video being in Italy and like it being this like Euro thing, like that alone kind of makes me think of her in that camp of like Euro pop, even though she's not Euro pop.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, she's already kind of there with, like you said, with her imagery.
Yeah.
And the sounds are really, like I just think that.
Yeah.
Feel good songs,
Good songs.
anthems,
Yeah, and she also has like
great
like,
writing.
Yeah, and she's also like, touches every emotion too. So like she has a wide array of things that she is good at, like talking about and diving into and getting emotional with.
And we know she's a great performer, good actress.
Right. I was about to say. Also, we know that she was a former Disney star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so she knows how to act.
She's no stranger.
For at least a Disney show.
Exactly. And we all saw her acting in her music videos. She's great. Like I think she's a good actress even in her music videos. So
what was it? Girl Meets World that she was in?
Girl Meets World. Yeah. Okay. She was the she is the
friend.
She's like the daughter. Or no.
No, the daughter is the brown-haired girl.
Yes, and the daughter is also someone.
Yeah, I forgot her name too.
Me too.
Wait, when I look up Sabrina Carpenter's shows,
for some reason I thought she was like Corey's daughter, Sabrina Carpenter.
Girl Meets World. Rowan Blanchard played Riley Matthews, who's Corey and Topanga's daughter. And then
okay.
Sabrina played Maya Hart, who I don't know what her deal was. Like, is she like, I don't know if I think she was maybe just a friend. Girl Meets World.
Maybe she was like the Sean Hunter, like the bad influence friend, like, or like not really bad influence friend, but like the rough and tumble friend who.
Yeah, she's
like,
her rebellious best friend.
Perfect. So she's the
exactly.
Sean. Yeah,
yes, exactly.
She's the Sean. Which perfect role for Sabrina.
Totally.
I've never watched that show. I
I've
was
only
a little
seen
too old for it. You know.
I've only seen like really funny, like out of context, out of pocket clips from that show where like. There's
People said it was good. Like,
there's like this part where I think it's like the boy, like one of their guy friends, like says that like he might think he's autistic, and Sabrina Carpenter's like, "No, you are not autistic." Like
what?
She's like so aghast. Oh, also Sabrina Carpenter is
oh my God.
in that really good movie, The Hate U Give. Have you heard of that movie, The Hate U Give?
Oh my God, I forgot. That's old.
Yeah, it came out maybe like 2013, 2012.
Yes, I do know that movie.
2013 to like 2016, maybe around that time.
That movie is so old.
So good.
Yeah. Wow, I forgot about this movie.
And she plays like the racist friend.
Yeah, I see her. Yeah.
And she like says something so crazy to her friend in the
God.
movie. She's like, I don't know, something super racist.
Yeah, of course. I totally forgot about this movie. Wow.
Really good movie. If you guys haven't seen The Hate U Give, also really good book. Oh wow. So later than I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember it once I saw this, the girl holding up the thing, I recognize it.
Really good book, really good movie. If you guys are interested in seeing that, Sabrina Carpenter's in it too.
Yes.
But
oh, that's so funny. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's an actress, she's established, and I think this is a perfect fit. Literally the most perfect it could be,
I really hope that this is a Hunger Games case where all the fan casting just comes true.
Totally. But here's the thing, like with the fan casting, it's such a good idea to just at least attempt to get the people that everyone wants.
For sure.
If you've got the money for a budget and you if you approach use Elle Fanning as the example, Effie Trinket. Everybody wanted Elle Fanning as Effie. Elle Fanning is online enough to know that everyone wants her as Effie. Approach her and be like, hey girl, look, everyone wants you as Effie. Here's the amount of money. Would you love to be it? Yeah. And at a certain point, especially if the franchise is big enough, which I do think Mamma Mia is big enough.
1000%.
Then it's like, why would you say no? It's like the positive feedback you'll get just from the fans and the excitement that you're involved, I would say is like worth its weight. You know
For sure.
I mean? Like that's amazing. You know? Especially as an actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all you want is for people to love the role that you're in before you've even done it.
Yeah. And I feel like this is like the perfect type of role where like you don't have to be like an Oscar-winning actress to be able to hold your own. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, like she can totally hold her own.
Yes.
With a big star-studded cast in this case. I think she could maybe. I would love to see her like just straight up acting, like no music involved, and see what she's like with that. But, and I mean, this is just the quintessential role for her, I feel like. And I feel like when she started to blow up, people were saying
they've been saying
like why do I feel like Amanda Seyfried like talked about it?
That's what I was just about to say, dude.
Yeah.
Like on like a Fallon or a Kimmel or something.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like someone has asked her and she referenced it, or there's like a quote somewhere about Amanda being like, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I love Sabrina or something. So
and I love Amanda Seyfried.
I love and speaking of just a fantastic actress, she does not get enough credit for being such a good actress.
No way. But, I love her in Les Mis, and she gets a lot of hate for her voice in Les Mis.
I think her voice is one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard.
It's so unique.
It's so unique. It's so good. And when if you guys have not seen this clip, I do believe we brought it up on this pod before, but go look it up. Her, I think either it's on Kimmel or Fallon, one of the late night shows, doing the cover quickly of the California by Joni Mitchell. And it is like it made me put the Joni Mitchell song like in my liked songs. Like I never heard that song. I'm not a I
didn't know that song either.
Like I know you know why I know Joni Mitchell? Because of what's a Christmas movie that Emma Thompson gets it from Alan Rickman. I don't know any of the names. Love Actually.
Yeah.
In Love Actually, Emma Thompson's character talks about Joni Mitchell, and then she gets the Joni Mitchell CD, and it's like she's upset, and it's like a sad, like. So I've always known her as like a sad music artist or like a slow songs artist, and but then to hear Amanda Seyfried perform that, I was like, this is a beautiful song, and I should definitely listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she just sings it. Hot take, I like her version better.
Joni has like such a unique sound. She's kind of like Bob Dylan-esque, where like she like 100%. Talks, sings, like the melodies don't really flow.
I was just about to say, it's very hard to sing along.
Yeah.
Which is all I am really looking for in music. Like, well, no, I love the lyrics, obviously, but lyrics are number one. But number two, and what will make me re-listen to a song a million times, is of course the ability to be able to sing along.
Yeah.
And it's like you really have to get down the nuances. So, shout out Timothée Chalamet, nominated for an Oscar for being able to nail that.
Yeah, seriously. He had to like do like 2 years worth of like guitar lessons or whatever.
I think like
or like a year
more.
maybe. Yeah.
I feel like he said he was preparing for that role for like
you're right. I think like even when he's
like
doing
5
like
years.
the first Dune.
Yeah,
or something like that. Maybe the first or second Dune. I don't remember.
Yeah,
it is. It's
crazy. Hard. All these people are so talented, and we just want to see more of them on our screens.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
Hopefully that does work out. Hopefully Sabrina is in Mamma Mia 3 alongside Amanda and all of our favorites.
I wonder who would be like a good like singing love interest. Right? Harry Styles.
Put it in the universe.
He could be
Harry
perfect
fucking
in Mamma Mia 3.
He would be perfect in Mamma Mia 3. He'd be so
like the
good.
rugged, like British guy visiting Greece.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't Amanda Seyfried's boyfriend originally like he's got an accent?
Yeah, he's British, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Harry Styles, Sabrina
She'd
Carpenter.
Be like, no, you're going through what I went through.
Yeah. Say, no, let's see it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. You don't wanna... Yeah.
Wow, oh my God. I would die for that.
Should we just write the movie?
I mean, this is like what our like 7th good movie idea.
For real, people need to start calling us up. Like,
I know.
Our talents are not being utilized. Like, we're completely ignored in our efforts here.
Ugh, you're telling me.
But so yeah, all right. So shall we get into our homework?
Yes, let's get into it.
Speaking of Hunger Games, Effie Trinket, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, and did you see that Elizabeth Banks sent Elle Fanning flowers.
Sweet. Yeah.
Elizabeth Banks sent Elle Fanning flowers being like, congrats on Effie. May the odds be ever in your favor. Like, love, or she's been all love Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah. She's been so complimentary towards Elle in a bunch of interviews and stuff. She said something that like made me sad. She was like, oh, like I'm super excited for like, the newer generation to like have Effie, like have their Effie, whatever. And I was like, you will always be my Effie.
No, you are Effie.
Yeah,
like, you will always be Effie. Like this is prequel Effie. Yeah, we know that.
She'll always be Effie to me. Like and like she made that character its own.
Yes,
like Effie like really wasn't. Obviously, she was an important role in the books, but I feel like she made herself more prominent, and people grew to really love her.
Absolutely. In the books, I feel Effie has a decent character arc in the books because obviously she ends up like being a good guy.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, and actually, you know what? Let's explain. Let's start with Effie because we're talking about her because I want to explain my choice and it has to do with what I'm about to say.
Right.
So for Effie, I chose Lavender Haze.
Yes.
Perfect choice. Because I feel like Effie, while yes, eventually she did the right thing, and in the books it's she's not as prominent, whatever. but in the beginning, she didn't want to acknowledge the fact that the games were bad and just kind of thought of it as like, this is a show we're all putting on together. And her like she like always had humanity, but I think that in the books especially, her lack of humanity is...
She was always trying to justify.
Yes, constantly. And that was always frustrating. But Elizabeth Banks as Effie in the movies, you know, you can see it all over her face. Like you can really feel her confliction with the games and meeting these people and how hard it is and how she just wants to do a good job and whatever. But I think that ultimately, for the majority of the series, she lived in the Lavender Haze. And she's even doing it now. Like, you know, if you haven't read Sunrise on the Reaping, the reason Effie comes in is it's basically the start of her career working with the Hunger Games as well. And I do feel like she's a bigger part in the first like half of the book, like because she comes in and she helps with the styling
for sure.
and whatever. But
she kind of goes away in the second half.
So she's not as in the middle of it at that time. But I think that that a lighter, like poppier version of her is what we're going to see out of Elle. Yeah. And so with Elle, I think it will still apply Lavender Haze. For sure. But I think that like Elizabeth Banks, Effie version, Lavender Haze for me.
Yeah, 1,000%. I have the lucky one because I feel like she's saying that, like it's almost saying it to herself. Like you like get to live this extravagant life, like in the capital, whatever.
Totally.
But you don't realize that it's actually like terrible and hard, and it comes with a lot of hardships and your life like, getting like exploited. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Totally.
And then I also have Bejeweled, but like now I'm like, I don't really know if she would qualify for Bejeweled. Because I was thinking Bejeweled because she always is like trying to make everyone like feel good about themselves.
Sure.
To like make them feel more confident.
Absolutely.
But by the end of the book, I feel like she kind of like, or by the end of the series, she kind of like simplifies herself almost. But I don't know.
For sure.
Out of force almost, I guess.
Right. Like she kind of, she doesn't really have a choice but to like abandon all the glitz and glam of the capital itself. Because, you know, everybody knows the capital is like, you know, over the top ridiculousness. And so is Effie for most of the series. But I see where you're coming from with that, because it's like we're still gonna shine despite what's going on. We're still gonna make sure, do our best and do whatever we need to
like if
shine.
we're gonna do this, we're gonna look good.
Exactly. Yes, totally. Totally. All right, let's start. What do you want to start at to start with Katniss?
Yeah,
just good on the list. All right. Who do you have for Katniss?
I actually have 4 for Katniss.
Oh my god, good one. I have 2, and they're both extremely obvious.
Yeah, I'm sure we probably have the same ones. I have Antihero,
good one.
Midnight Rain, The Archer, and the Albatross.
Really good. Out of all those, I only had the Archer.
Okay.
But I also have Out of the Woods.
I was thinking about that. No, I was totally thinking about that.
I love the Albatross for you. Like I think that's a really good choice there. What were
Spread my wings like a parachute, like the Mockingjay.
Absolutely, that's so good. What were the other ones? Say it again. Archer, Albatross,
Midnight Rain. For like
Rain
her
is
and
good.
Yeah. Like he was Sunshine Peta. I was Midnight Rain. Like I wanted that pain.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. What was the last one?
And Antihero.
Antihero is great. Yeah. Antihero is so good because and that is like, to us, Katniss is a hero, but to everyone else, she's portrayed as as bad. Okay, so I had the Archer and Out of the Woods. Both I feel pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, right.
You know, Archer's like so obvious, but
but I know. I was like, I have to put that one in.
But I will say though, like the deeper meaning of the Archer,
for sure,
totally applies to Katniss. Like apart from the fact that she literally is an archer. Yeah, I think that
who could ever leave me? Who could stay?
Who could ever leave me? Who could stay? Yeah. Like that feeling of like you know, combat. I'm ready for combat. Yeah. You say I don't want that. What if I do? Like it's that feeling of she doesn't really know where she wants to be. She doesn't know where she she has to be like the face of this rebellion, but like she doesn't even really know like if she's trusts herself. Who even cares about me? Like she's so unaware of like her own impact. Right. Which I feel like is Archer. Archer
totally for sure.
All right. Next is Peta. What'd you have?
For Peta, I have Sweet Nothing, of course, and I also have Peace.
Really good.
Yeah. Just because like, especially when he gets like captured, like. Katniss is the only one that can like calm him down and like bring him back to like how he was before, and even then I feel like he still like has like trauma and stuff from being brainwashed and everything. So like, you know, would it be enough if I could never give you peace? Like I think this is something that I'm always gonna have to fight with.
Absolutely. I think that he's such a like sad but complicated character. Like he's just good through and through. Like there's just nothing bad about him. So it's always hard. You just like feel bad for him.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have like pity for him because he is strong and he is. And I feel like that is like something that like he wouldn't want. Like people wouldn't want
definitely
people to feel pity for him.
No.
You know what I mean? So I always
but
am like
like
whatever about him.
He's just constantly getting himself into something that Katniss had to save him from.
Always. So I have Back to December, but more of like being sung to him. Like,
right.
I feel like he's just so good. And it's like, I wish I knew what I had when you were mine. Like I go back to them all the time, like a little bit. Like he's the Taylor Lautner in the situation.
Right.
But then I also had Foolish One because I feel like he really, like all he wants is Katniss.
Yeah.
And he always thinks that like they'll get together, and he always thinks, I guess, ultimately.
Yeah.
But I think that he just kind of just has a one-track mind towards her no matter what, even with the Gale of it all and like everything,
Right.
And so he's just kind of naive in that way.
Right. And
somehow.
like he thinks that maybe he can like he could see through all of that, and like people think maybe he's like foolish for thinking he can like get to Katniss emotionally, get to her. I mean,
but ultimately
he got it.
He did it.
He did what he had to do.
Ultimately, he did it.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have Gale. I only have one for him.
For Gale, I have High Infidelity.
Good one.
And My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys.
Totally.
Yeah.
I had Fortnite.
Okay.
I felt like Fortnite was like, to me, Fortnite is not necessarily a happy song about coming together.
No,
like
I don't think so at all.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I when I was writing this, I was like, oh, but Fortnite to me with Gale, it kind of feels like Katniss and Gale's entire relationship could have been completely different if they had only worked on their communication.
Right.
Like,
That's so true.
They just constantly were like misconnections, never ever got to like explain anything back and forth. Both of them were so emotionally closed off. Like even Gale towards the end started being less so.
Yeah.
But Katniss at that point had been through so much that like it was just, he broke through a few layers, but then he didn't know about these new layers that were created, and there was no way he could get through.
For
Like,
sure.
it was just, it was over. It was over for Gale.
For sure.
It was always over for Gale. And so I just feel like Fortnite is almost
and like
not hopeless, but like, I went crazy and now I'm back. Started calling you, won't pick up. Another 4 that lost in America. Like we just keep missing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like him having to like watch her like fake this like love with somebody else.
Totally. Right. Without being able to know that
like
it's
what's
like, we're
real.
doing this for survival.
Yeah.
Like, and then ultimately, he's dead.
He's a domestic terrorist. Literally.
He wants to kill children.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
So
Tough for Gale.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have Prim, who I only have one for Prim.
Me too.
And it's only because she's like a nurse at some point.
Oh, okay.
What's yours?
Mine's Robin.
Robin is so good. Wow,
Yeah.
fuck. I wish I thought about Robin. That is so obvious.
It's so obvious.
Duh.
Yeah.
That's the best one. I have Soon You'll Get Better. Because she's a nurse. Like she becomes like a nurse. Which again, that one's not
I
that
thought
good.
you were gonna say Epiphany.
Epiphany would be good too.
Also bigger than the
no,
whole
that
sky.
So I almost added like fun at the end. Rue. Bigger than the whole sky.
Yeah, Rue for sure.
Because
Bigger
of how
than the
she
whole
died
sky.
from obviously from the first one.
Fucking Rue.
But Prim also Prim does that's true. She is.
Yeah.
It applies there as well. Okay, next we have Plutarch. I have
Plutarch.
I have 2 for him.
I have Mastermind.
I also have Mastermind, and then I also have Glitch.
Ooh.
Because they purposefully
for
glitched
sure.
up that stadium so they could get that arena so they could get them the fuck out of there.
Right. That's actually
Glitch
a good
was clever.
one. Yeah.
This is when I started feeling in my bag. After at this point forward.
Right.
Okay. Next we have Hey Mitch.
Hey Mitch, I have 2. I have Nothing New.
Aww.
Like comparing himself to like Katniss.
Yeah, of course.
Like Will You Still Love Me?
And also just generally
having to watch someone go through exactly what he went through.
Totally. And he's just generally kind of like that. Like he's so forlorn,
For sure.
In the beginning of the Hunger Games series.
And innocent.
Oh, that's
like
nice.
32, you're still growing up now. Who you are is not who you've been. You're still an innocent.
I could cry a little
bit about
right?
That. Yeah.
Especially, again, no spoilers, but Sunrise on the Reaping.
Yeah,
it just
right?
feels so.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Thanks.
I only had one, and I hate it here because he hates it. Every minute he doesn't want to be around.
He just wants to be back with Lenore.
Exactly. He misses his Lenore Dove.
Yeah.
And that's all he cares about. And he even when he has to be there what are they
Mentor.
called? Mentor.
Yeah.
Why can't I ever remember that? It's like the fourth time that I can't remember mentor. But even when he has to be their mentor, like he doesn't want to be doing that.
Right.
He
He
doesn't
like
want to be anywhere.
refuses
Like,
to acknowledge that.
He doesn't want to participate in the town. He doesn't want to even be in his own house in Victory Village. Like he just wants to drink himself to death essentially. So yeah. And Effie we already did. So next, Cinna. Which
Cinna,
I feel like I have
my
one
favorite
for Cinna.
characters.
I love Cinna.
Yeah.
First of all, Lenny Kravitz. You guys know how we feel about Lenny
Crush.
Kravitz.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God.
Daddy.
If you haven't watched his Architectural Digest
Zaddy.
videos, get to put it on the list, get to step in specifically his home in Brazil where he arrives with an open jean vest on horseback. It's so worth the watch. Like it is the best. He literally rolls up like in a open jean. Hey, welcome to my ranch in Sao Paulo, wherever the fuck it is. I have no idea. It's incredible.
He must be the celebrity with like the biggest aura.
Has
like
to be.
he just
Has to
radiates cool, like nonchalant.
Yeah.
Just cool guy, you know,
He's
a glass
the
of
best.
whiskey and a cool pair of sunglasses. Maybe he's
Yeah.
wearing a bandana. Like
he has more art. He has two homes that are on Arc Digest. One is, I believe, their home in Paris, which is also insane.
Yeah, of
and then
course.
there's other one in like Brazil, or I can't remember exactly where it is. But the amount of art that he has is crazy.
I can't even
like,
imagine
he's a
the
very
collection.
serious art collector. Like a lot of black artists and a lot of like heritage pieces, and it's insane how he's decorated with them. He always is shouting out the artists and people that he's worked with decorating. It's just very interesting to watch. You got to see it. It's a cool side of him that I feel like you don't normally get when you're just seeing like.
for sure.
I love those. I love the Art Digest videos
I eat
and
them
home videos. Me too.
I'm obsessed.
You guys
with
want to know what I'm up to? Like it's always that.
Same.
Yeah.
I love watching because I just love like knowing what it's like to have a lot of money and being able to decorate your house.
Absolutely. Look how they live.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like
it's just interesting.
everything that you dreamed of in your home, you can see on Architectural Digest.
Completely.
So
and it's
cool.
good for like inspiration.
For
Like obviously
sure.
if you're not buying the same kind of art as Lenny Kravitz, but like it can inspire you to change a space in a similar way.
For
and
sure.
Get like bootleg shit off Society 6
For
or
sure,
Amazon.
for
Like,
sure.
Who cares?
It's definitely-
Which, by the way, Society 6, great for prints, I will say. If
Yeah,
people
very
are-
good for prints.
Prints and for other things.
And Etsy too. Great for
Etsy
prints.
too. Oh,
yeah.
of course, Etsy. Yeah, we love.
Anyways,
for Cinna,
but yeah, for Cinna, I have two.
Love.
I have Change and Long Live.
oh, good one.
It's like I had the time of my life, like fighting dragons with you, and like
That's so good.
I feel like they're both kind of like anthems of like fighting against the people bringing you down, and like
Totally.
even there's gonna be times where you feel like you're getting kicked, but like keep fighting.
Absolutely.
And I feel like Cinna did that through his clothing.
Without question.
Yeah.
So good. I went the obvious route with style.
I was thinking about doing dress, but I was like, that doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense because the title is dress.
Right, his title is dress. Yeah, it's not. Cinna's not
He's
a
not
sexy storyline.
Yeah, he's not taking
Yeah.
any. Listen, I would love to see.
I would love it.
Cinna getting sexy with somebody.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Even in the books, like I knew that Cinna was sexy, like as a sexy force.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
He's not like, ooh, we're all having sex. Like Cinna's obviously gay, but it's like in the. I mean, maybe not obviously, but that was the interpretation
But he
I
like
got.
radiates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way they describe him in the book is this like handsome man with like slight gold eyeliner.
yeah,
and
yeah.
I just like, and then that's exactly what he looks like
Yeah.
in the movie. Like it's just they did such a
They
good job
casted
with
him
that casting.
perfectly.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Finnick O'Dare.
Oh, my baby.
Hottie.
Hottie.
Woo! Woo!
Daddy,
He's hot.
I would love a prequel book about his life.
Me too. And I do think that eventually we'll get that. Like it seems like that's on the horizon. It seems like prequels for most of these people are
Yeah,
on the
seems
horizon.
like everybody really wants Finnick, but it's interesting though because his storyline, he was like the capital prostitute.
Yeah, it's a
So
really
like it's like
dark,
intense, really intense,
as a
dark.
kid,
Yeah,
as a child.
yeah, like he won the games when he was like 17.
Right. I think even younger.
Eight-
I want to say
yeah.
like 14 or something
Yes,
crazy.
yeah.
But then even that, like, right, his upbringing is literally that he was like essentially a child prostitute
Yeah.
for people of the capital. So
After
I'm curious. But you know what? I mean, The Hunger Games is a dark series.
No,
Like,
it's
dark
intense for sure.
Kids die. Like,
Yeah.
like Rue. I mean, how old was Rue? How old was Prim even when she got selected? Like,
Yeah.
12, right? That's the earliest you can.
yeah, I
be.
think
That's when you
11 maybe.
Maybe 11.
Yeah,
Or am I confusing with Harry Potter?
yeah.
Hogwarts letter, not quite the same.
I want to say around like 9 to 12 is
I
like
think
the
you're
earliest.
right. Yeah.
But
Anyway, so who'd
anyways,
you have?
for Finnick, I have Superstar
Ooh.
and Cowboy Like Me.
Oh, nice. Cowboy Like Me. That's so sweet because
Yeah.
of Annie.
Yeah, because of
Of
Annie
course.
and their relationship and like how they've kind of had to like, you know, he obviously had a lot of skeletons in his closet. And
For sure.
they helped each other kind of like come out of their issues, and like with Annie with her mental health issues and everything, like they stick together no matter what. And they're kind of similar in the fact that they're like troubled.
Totally.
And then like Superstar just because like everyone loves him.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%. I love that interpretation. I went and now after we've just discussed like his awful upbringing, I went the horny route and I chose False God.
Yeah, I mean,
Strictly for horny purposes, but also I do think it fits. Like if you want to think of False God and like a, you know, the opposite side of that and make it dark, you still could, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
but I mean, like even like with like they, you know, and his love for Annie is like kind of the only thing he holds on to, like even if it's not the same or she's not the same.
And also ultimately he couldn't save her.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, and he couldn't save, I mean,
himself.
He couldn't save anybody. You know what I mean? It's like he tried so hard to like do those things.
Yeah.
And that's me turning False God into a serious thing. Obviously, it literally was for horny purposes only.
Yeah.
Okay, Snow we have next. I only have one for Snow because
Me too.
I had a hard time with Snow because he's so evil. So, but none of the songs are really that evil.
Yeah.
And I wanted to think of Snow as like not Songbirds and Snakes Snow, like President Snow, Dictator Snow.
Right.
Is how I thought about it.
Yeah, for Dictator Snow, I mean, it's just like so like easy to pick, but I did something bad.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just like
in the
kind of
same vein.
yeah.
I've got Better Than Revenge.
Yeah.
Same deal, same vibes.
But when I was thinking about like, you know, maybe Sunrise on the Reaping, Snow / Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I was thinking Don't Blame Me. Like, Don't Blame Me, Love Made Me Crazy.
So true.
If it doesn't, you're not doing it right. Like, Lord Save Me. Because, like, you know, Lucy Gray basically was the reason. I mean, not the reason,
but
their love
she was a
made him so
catalyst.
conflicted with whatever he wanted that, like, he chose the wrong side.
Completely.
And I feel like the love between them, like, made him crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without question. Yeah, Better Than Revenge. Literally for the same reasons. It's like pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
Next, we have Caesar Flickerman.
I, like, couldn't think of anything.
So I thought of one that I actually think fits. I'm going to have to explain it a little bit. But Bejeweled for Caesar
Right.
Flickerman.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the first thing that came to my mind with him, though, the vibe of I can do it with a broken heart, just because it's all this like grandiose put on this performance despite the fact that it's a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
But he doesn't technically have like a broken heart. He's just like putting on a show and covering up the darkness of it all.
I know. I was like,
that's why like Bejeweled is better because it's like, you know, doesn't matter what's going on. I'm going to show up and I'm going to run this show.
Right.
Similar, you know, but again,
I can still make the whole place shimmer.
Yeah. And when I'm with Venice, you know, it's just him focusing on himself only and how his show goes, which is, I feel, the way that Caesar has always been portrayed to us. And even in Songbirds and Snakes, I don't know what he's Flickerman as well, but I can't think of what his first name is.
Yeah, I forget either. It's like
he's like Caesar's dad or whatever.
Yeah.
But even he was like so obsessed with being the star of the show, and is it live? Is it on? Like he was so, you know, Jason Schwartzman plays him, but that to me kind of show like if you want to look at Bejeweled in the lens of like I'm thinking about me and I'm thinking about just me, then it fits.
And like I'm gonna cast this cloud over to make it look like everything's shimmery and good and extravagant.
Totally.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Joanna is next.
Okay, for Joanna, I also have two. For Joanna, I have Vigilante Shit.
Love that.
And This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
perfect.
I could like see Joanna singing and forgiveness is a nice thing to do.
Yes,
and being like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, 100%.
I couldn't even say it with a straight face.
Can't even say it with a straight face.
Yeah, like,
this is why we can't have
totally.
nice.
I could totally see her like singing that song.
Completely.
Fully, yeah.
I love Joanna.
Me
and
too.
She's another one where I feel like we don't get enough information about her past. Like I know she's from like the lumber region.
Yeah.
But I feel like they never really explained about her games, upbringing, her like she there's kind of an empty spot, or at least maybe I should go back and reread the books, reread Catching Fire.
I can't think of it off the top of my head
Neither
either.
can I.
Yeah,
I'm confused because I feel like maybe it wasn't it wasn't enough for me to just like remember. Like, I feel like everybody had such a horrible story that we'd remember, you know?
Right.
But for her, I had Mad Woman.
Totally makes sense.
I feel like the only reason that she like helped everybody out is because of how much she hated snow and how much she hated the Capitol and how much she hated like the government in general for doing what they did to her and to everybody else. Like, she was just so fueled by anger in this rebellion. And I think ultimately, obviously, that is helpful.
She was also sex trafficked by Snow.
Ugh.
I'm like reading her biography.
What the fuck?
Says
Yeah, I don't remember that.
became she was a District 7 victor of the 71st Hunger Games, became a tribute to the Court of Quell, and was a prisoner of war in the Second Rebellion. Oh, yeah, prisoner of war in the Second Rebellion. But that's kind of it in the terms of her backstory. Her early life, it just says District 7, lumber. She became very tough and durable and has great skill wielding an axe. And Katniss notes that she'd probably been able to wield an axe since she was a toddler.
So
we don't really have too much.
I remember from the, you know, when they're in the testing, you know how like in the first one, they're not supposed to show off all their skills. Yeah. But then in the second one, it's like, well, everybody already knows that these skills are, so you got to show off. And then she's kind of going around through people, and they see Joanna doing the axe throwing or whatever, and then that's how we know she's a bad bitch.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mad Woman definitely is a good pick for her too.
For sure. All right, last we have Lucy Gray, which I came up with a funny one in this time.
Okay.
But I feel like yours will be better.
I have My Tears Ricochet.
Oh, great one.
Yeah.
I can go anywhere I want.
Just not home. Obviously, she can't go back to the Covey and all that stuff. And it's
a really good one.
You know, Cursing My Name, Wishing I Stayed, Snow. Like I feel like My Tears Ricochet is her and Snow back and forth 1,000%. Mm-hmm. I also have Sad, Beautiful, Tragic for like her and Snow's relationship.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I wish I could think of one that was a little more whimsical for her, like maybe like a Willow. Willow could work. Maybe. Yeah. Life is a willow and it bends right to my wind. Like she's just so whimsical, you know. And like the Covey are very whimsical and music oriented. And I just wish there was like a or I wish I could think of maybe I'll follow up with like a better Lucy Gray answer. But for now, I have in here is Now That We Don't Talk, and it's just her on her like revenge. Now that she's like fuck you Snow and got away from Snow.
That's
it's like
funny.
Now that we don't talk, I don't have to pretend to like you know, be cool with the peacekeepers. I don't have to pretend to let that like what you're doing isn't fucked up. Yeah, like you know, which could potentially apply.
No, that definitely makes sense.
So yeah. But all right, let's see. Wow, that took a long time. Just trying to cut these. But we're totally fine. Let's get into our voicemails.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sound good?
All right, this one is for you, Kelly.
Oh boy. Oh no.
No, it's good.
Okay.
Hi, Kelly. Hi, Gia. My name is Lindsay. I love the podcast. I listen all the time. I'm currently catching up this week, and it's the episode where you guys are talking about mustaches and whether or not they are millennial.
Oh my God.
And Kelly, as a fellow millennial, I just felt like I needed to come and rush to your defense. No, mustaches are not us. Like I'm 36 years old and I refuse to own that. We did not do that. I was in college in like 2008, 2010. Like I remember girls getting the mustache like tattoo. Gia, is that what you're thinking about? Like the mustache emblem that was kind of everywhere for like a hot minute, but like no, we were not the mustache like humor people. I don't know. I just needed to say that as a fellow 36-year-old woman. Actually, Kelly, I'm sorry, I don't know how old you are, but like I'm definitely a millennial. Yes, and we definitely did not do like mustache humor. Anyway. That's it. Love you. Love the pod. Bye.
Thank you, Queen. I can admit when I'm wrong.
No, honestly,
and I was wrong about the millennials.
But here's the thing: is like, but that happens all the time to the millennials. Like, anytime something is lame, people are like, "The millennials did it," and I'm like, "No, I swear to God, like, we're one of you." Like,
I wonder
all we want to do is like chill in the background and not ruffle any feathers. Like, that's all the millennials want to do. Yeah. And everybody, you know, except for the bad ones. There are some bad like millennials, but again, like. it bleeds all over, but the mustache thing, thank you so much for
And honestly,
calling
this
in.
wasn't the only voicemail we got that's saying that
said
I was wrong. Yeah.
Fuck yes. And I'm not even saying that like you're wrong specifically. I hate the idea that people in the world think that the mustaches are millennial thing.
No,
like,
clearly
I'd rather die. Like
I don't
so
know.
embarrassing the mustache thing.
I guess I just always assume I don't know, like millennial has such a interesting term because like it is like I feel like it describes a certain type of person, but also is like age range.
That's what it's become.
Right.
It's become a way to describe a type of person that I would classify as cringe,
right.
or like a loser. Like if I'm talking about, before these words existed, cringe, whatever, blah blah blah. Like a total fucking loser is obsessed with the mustache thing. Like that was just somebody that I would not hang out with, would not be friends. Like it's just not, and this isn't me like yucking a yum. Like it's just like that did take over, but it wasn't a millennial specific thing. And it was just like a loser thing that people did that got really popular. I don't know. And so, but that happens constantly. We're like, and we're the people who, I feel like Gen Z now gets it online in the way of like Gen Z they're stuck in their phones and they don't know what's going on. Like they get it in a different way. But the millennials got blamed for every single problem in the economy, I swear they were blaming millennials for like the war. Like, there was at one point where it was like millennials don't even want to sign up for war. Like they were saying shit like, the avocados cost so much because millennials won't stop making avocado toast. Yeah. And it was like, leave us alone. Like none of us can get jobs. Leave us alone. This is your fault. X.
No, it's
Gen
all
X.
Yeah, Gen X.
No,
and, like,
it's not just the Gen X. We have a lot
boomers.
of the boomers for sure. It's the boomers. It's all the boomers. Yeah, the Gen X. We love Gen X as well. Gen X was bitching me out recently. I was like, I think I tried to blame it on them, the mustache thing.
They're like,
and they were like, no, like, don't get that on us either.
No one wants to take responsibility.
I don't know who. I think it's just a specific kind of person.
Right.
But yes, poor millennials. Shout out to all my girls and guys who are millennials because we have received and been blamed for so many like loser things. And I won't stand for it. I will not stand for it anymore.
You're fighting the good fight.
Fighting the good fight.
And I apologize to the millennials out there for
Yes.
placing this burden onto you guys that you didn't need to.
Thank you.
And for pointing fingers at the wrong group.
Thank you.
And that's sincere.
Thank you for that. And I believe it.
Thank
I
you.
believe the sincerity
Thank
there.
you.
Millennials always have your back. Okay? We're the good guys, we swear. Like
Stay strong, millennials.
Stay strong, millennials. But yes, I'm for those wondering, I am 34. I'm 34 and a half actually. Like in a couple days my half birthday.
Oh my god.
June
Should we have
1st.
a party?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No. 35 is a weird thing. I would like separately people to DM me like, is 35 okay? Like should I get excited about 35?
I think 35 is cool.
People are saying that like I was excited
30
to
is
turn
the new
30.
20.
That's what everybody says. I was excited to turn 30 because I was like, oh, my 20s, what a nightmare. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like an idiot all of my 20s. Once I turned 30, I was like, now it's good. But now, if there is an occasion where I do feel like an idiot, that's worse. Where it's like, I'm almost 35 years old and I'm a total fucking idiot here. Like, it's double-sided. Double-sided. But let me know, again, I'm 6 months away, but my half birthday is June 1st. If you're thinking about me, let me know how 35 will be.
Right. I feel like people have... I feel like I've only seen positive things about like your 30s.
Me too. Which is really good.
Yeah,
except for
I feel like
how
everyone
you
says like,
feel
oh,
and
your
look.
20s are like the fun times. But actually, I feel like your 20s are like when you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I'm so confused.
And having been through it, like in the moment, I thought like I'm in the height of my life because it was like I'm young and I'm hot and whatever. And now looking back, I was like, what a mess.
Yeah.
Like I should have had the police called on me a few times. Like what the literal fuck was I doing in those years? But
yeah, I feel
here
like
we are.
That's
Thank you.
Who
was that? Was that Lindsay? I think her name was.
Yes.
Thank you so much for validation.
Sticking up for you. Okay.
Oh, amazing. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Gia. It's Lindsay from Nashville.
Another Lindsay.
Yeah,
Hey, girl.
I'm never clowning again. I just got, a fool made out of me. I'm never doing anything of this nature ever again. I was so
My girl's drinking her wine.
sold into, y'all know, every
Sure do.
theory that all made sense. So, I will never have a mockery made out of me again.
Never.
Peace and love, Lindsay from Nashville.
Love you, Lindsay from
Love
Nashville.
you, Lindsay from Nashville. Yes, girl.
And
oh my God, that
I
was
kind
hilarious.
of feel the same as she clearly. I wonder if she had a little wine when she was watching the AMAs.
Had to be.
But
Had to be.
I'm kind of in the same boat as her, to be honest. I'm like,
No,
I
same.
don't know if I could ever clown again. Like,
yeah.
I feel so embarrassed and silly for genuinely. I was thinking about it yesterday. Like, I genuinely thought that we were gonna get Reputation television and Karma the Lost album.
I know.
Like,
I really convinced you. It's crazy how you can convince
okay?
yourself of things.
I know. Like
know.
at the AMAs, like what? Obviously, hindsight is 2020. Like it's just
For
annoying,
sure.
but like it's just so silly to think that we genuinely thought that was gonna happen, and for legitimately nothing to happen. Like I just feel like as a like I'm punishing myself. I'm not gonna let myself clown, but who God knows? In a month, don't hold me to it.
Exactly. And here's the thing: is I won't ever clown far in advance again. I think is the thing. Like I think if it's like something that comes upon us in the middle of the day, or where a day where we're about to record, and maybe it's happening in 2 days, like I can still withstand a couple days of clowning
For sure.
to be proven wrong. But I certainly will not be able to, get excited for weeks, because it's like at this point, clearly that's not what's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever's
Yeah.
going to happen is going to happen. And it's not on our timeline. It's on hers.
Exactly.
And we respect that.
Okay.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Gia. Love you guys.
Yay.
So here's a thought I have.
Love you.
What if Taylor does not release Reputation or Debut? Do you think she's done her re-records, she's released those, and now, after the Eras Tour, she has gotten her comeback because she is the #1 tour ever, and everything that she's done? Do you think maybe we're not going to get Reputation or Debut? Personally, I love Debut, but I'm really wanting Taylor's version of Rep. But at this point, I don't know. Maybe we're not getting it. What do you think? Love you, ladies.
Love you, darling. And ladies and gentlemen, this is someone we have who is just very sad. They're in a dark place.
Yeah.
Okay. We're definitely gonna get the re-records. Like, I mean, if she suddenly says like Reputation and Debut are canceled, here's all my other albums, but I don't care about the money being made elsewhere on these 2 albums, especially when one of them specifically is like the most, has been from the beginning, the most sought after Taylor's version to be playing. I cannot see a world where that could even be explained.
Right.
You
I know.
what I mean?
I just feel like it would be shocking for her not to finish. And I feel like she was so adamant, obviously. I mean, doing this whole thing rocked the world.
Yes.
Like it literally caused waves in artist world, in celebrity world, whatever. And so for her to like make this huge statement and then be like, actually I'm not going to do my first ever album and like my most like controversial like coming of age moment.
Rebirth.
Yeah, exactly. Album.
No.
Like it would be super disappointing to be quite honest. Like I would be like, damn, like I don't really see why doing that whole process and then just to not complete it. Yeah. It would just be kind of like, well, what was the whole point anyways?
I totally agree.
You know? And
again, what even would be the explanation as to why she wouldn't release them? Like I would say the only reason that she wouldn't release them is if somehow
bought back.
Somehow she got all her originals back. Like that Shamrock Capital thing that we were talking about last episode, like something not catastrophic, but like there's a major seismic shift in that agreement. And in that case, I could see a world where she's like, okay, yes, I made the new versions of both of these. Here's the album artwork just for fun.
Right.
And here are the vault tracks, but you can keep the originals. Like I'll just add it to the list, basically.
Right.
Like, yes, that there is, I guess, a world where that maybe happens, but everything has to go right. Shamrock Capital has to take the massive loss, take a bath on this whole thing. And I just don't see that happening from like a legal standpoint. Like it's just not.
Yeah. I understand the emotion of like clowning really hard, getting disappointed, being like, are we even, because I was thinking that too. I was like, are we even gonna fucking get Reputation Taylor's version, like debut Taylor Swift Taylor's version? Like it did feel like that in the moment. It was like, wow, like when is this is this ever gonna happen? Like but I would be really sad and shook to my core if that was the case, if she just decided to not release the last 2. I don't know. I just feel like I said before, I just feel like it just the explanation and the reason why she did the whole thing, would it make sense?
Yes.
In general.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah, I don't see a world. But girl, I feel for you. I hear that sadness in your voice. I know that you're feeling hopeless, and we've all been there.
We're right there with you.
Even if you don't want to clown, you can still keep your head up. Okay?
Exactly. You drop this queen, your crown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You drop this queen, it's Mario.
Yeah. This is funny. Okay, let's go into DMs.
Yeah.
Did you two discuss back hair gate? Poor Travis was dragged for the pics of his hairy back. I wonder if Taylor had to have the every move you make can be caught on camera conversation, or if he's like, I'm the big Yeti, F it. I think he's definitely like, I'm the big Yeti,
he's
fuck
definitely
it.
He's called the big Yeti for a
there's
reason.
A reason
right.
why he's called the big Yeti.
Right.
It's not just something that made up. He's a giant fucking beard. He has a hairy fucking chest. Like, he's a hairy guy.
Everybody knows he's got a hairy back.
It's like leave Travis Kelce alone with his hairy back.
Leave him alone. And also, he's a man.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. Again,
men have hairy backs.
Men have hairy backs.
And like, yeah, it is kind of gross, but like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, they can't fucking reach their. Like, that's so.
Travis
like,
Kelce has so much testosterone.
Get his
like,
back waxed.
Yeah.
Like what?
Right. Like, I'm sure in his lifetime, he has gotten his back waxed or shaved or whatever for special events, special occasions, which guys do, by the way.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Sometimes it's like, oh, quick, can you shave my... That's like husband-wife shit, though. Like,
right.
It's like, babe, can you shave my back for this event? Like, those things happen. And... newsflash to all the children out there who are making fun of him, but that's what a man looks like. No, you got to get yourself together.
No, seriously.
Open your eyes. Stop
Travis
dating the
is
seals
like,
and get yourself a real man.
Yeah,
get yourself a big Yeti.
Everyone just loves these little guys, like, you know, like Timothy Chalamet,
right.
and
which is certainly my type.
No, for sure. But every once in a while, I love a manly man, and I think hairy guys are hot. I remember the first time I saw Zac Efron's hairy armpits in High School Musical, and I knew that I liked boys.
You're like, okay, well, I'm straight.
Yeah. I was like, why is that turning me? Like, why do I feel funny?
Yeah,
that looks
something.
good.
There is something about it. I mean, it's all pheromones, it's all whatever, and it's like,
it was so
grow up,
so
grow
unnecessary. The dragging for his hairy back,
so
like,
unnecessary.
It's
Leave
like
him alone.
it's just a genetic trait. Like, you
just
can't
a hairy
help it.
back.
And I'm a hairy girl. Like, I have hair. My hair grows back literally in 3 hours.
Oh, so you're Italian.
Yeah, so
Italian
like
girls.
It's like, what do you want me to do about the genetics that were passed down to me? I can't change. I'm hair. Look at Ed Kelce.
Exactly. And I bet, you know who I bet has a hairy back as well? Jason Kelce. I bet everybody. I would let's line up everybody in the football locker room and let's see who's got a hairy back.
Sure
I bet it's literally every man in there.
80%, maybe 90% of the men in there have a hairy back.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you can't handle a hairy back, grow the fuck up.
Exactly.
Okay, last one. Hi, Kelly and Gia. Love the podcast. You both do such a great job, and I'm sorry you're harassed online. You are doing the hard work, putting yourselves out there to be critiqued or judged for those of us that are fortunate enough to be anonymous. My task, if you chose to do it...
Wow, you really see us.
I know, right?
I can start crying, especially right now.
My task, if you choose to do it... Who are your top 3 Eras Tour guest performers, and what is your favorite song from their catalog? Keep your heads up. So many of us appreciate you both. P.S. Gia, I love seeing pics of Anchovy. She looks just like my kitty that I lost recently at the ripe old age of 15.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what a long, beautiful life.
I know. That's the nice thing about cats is like they live longer than dogs, but
but that's
if anything, it's like kind of harder.
No, it's like low-key worse.
Yeah.
Like that's so many
But I'm glad
years.
Anchovy can give you some remnants.
Sweet baby. She's a representative of all
of all kitties.
Aww,
but
baby angel. But I love that, and that I think we can put that under homework because I'm gonna need to go through and remember all the guests because she had a lot of more guests than we think. I think. Like I'm forgetting some even.
I know.
You know, I'm thinking about like right now, on top of my head is like Gracie and Sabrina, but I know there's way more than that.
It's like Gracie, Sabrina, Aaron, Jack. Maren Morris, Marcus Mumford, Ed
Sheeran, Florence,
Ed Sheeran. Yeah. There's a lot.
So we need to go through that, make sure. So yes, we will accept this challenge, but we will deliver it as homework.
Perfect.
And, so the challenge is our top 3, and then from each one of them, our favorite song from each one.
Yeah.
Love that. Love,
Fun
love.
homework.
Very fun homework. Thank you guys, as always, for calling in and making the show so lovely and making us feel good. Thank you so much. We love our Thursday episodes. We say this all the time.
Yes.
You guys are the
Always
best.
cheers up our day, for sure.
Really does.
Yeah.
It really, really does. So thank you so, so much. We'll go into the weekend. Remember, listen to Miley's new album. How exciting. We'll definitely talk about that next week a little bit. And, fingers crossed for Tay sightings and Tay blessings.
Yes.
Et cetera, et cetera. And
Travis started his practice today.
Camp, right?
Yeah.
Practice.
It was what's it called when you could, like, optional?
Yes. So
optional training.
Yes.
So things are getting moving on the Chiefs world.
Things are moving. Football is on the horizon. Get your gear ready so you don't look like a bandwagon fan on day one. And until next week, we will talk to you guys later.
Love you guys.